We're tracking the latest developments in what police are calling a disturbing trend in crime reporting that's putting the public and first responders at risk.
It involves fake and sometimes malicious calls to 911. RTV6 reporter Jack Reinhardt has that story, new at 5:30.
Metro Police locked up David Patterson this morning on a charge of false reporting for lying about his name, the location, and the nature of the crime.
This is 911 for police, fire, and ambulance. Do you have an emergency?
Yes, I just killed my wife and kids.
Officers were responding. Obviously, they were responding along with fire and EMS to the scene. While they were responding, one of our officers was involved in an accident. But the officers did arrive.
When officers arrived and fearing the worst, they kicked down the front door of the apartment identified by Patterson. Josephine Durden didn't know the identity of the caller until today.
We were afraid to be at home, period. And wow. Wow.
I thought it was him.
And she did. She thought it was him, and that's just scary. That's seriously scary.
In June, a caller tied up the phone lines at the 911 center for hours with 72 phone calls alleging bomb threats, demands for ransom for hostages, and even murder.
She had a knife, so I shot her, and she had the baby in arms, and I actually shot the baby, and I think they're both dead.
Metro Police have locked up Tynita Murray twice in the past year on charges of false reporting, including one 3-week span when she placed 68 calls to 911. And police locked up Andre Richardson, whose 64 911 calls tied up police resources for a combined 23 hours. Those emergency calls put police, other first responders, and the public at high risk. The sheriff's office says it will work with police to arrest and prosecute anyone who falsely reports a crime.
I do have one defendant. I've charged her 3 times for doing the same thing, and each time it's a misdemeanor. So an enhancement hopefully would discourage people from making those false calls.
And the Marion County Prosecutor's Office says it will begin with a dialogue with the state legislature. They want to increase the penalty from a misdemeanor to a felony for anyone with a prior conviction of false informing.